He's about 14. What does he know?
In which case he wouldn't be old enough to remember the last time Blackburn Rovers beat Chelsea in the Cup, which was 1984. The Chelsea side contained the likes of David Speedy and Kerry Dixon. Pat Nevin as well, remember him?
Yes.
That's a nice turn from McCarthy. So it's Jason Roberts, and he's set up David Dunn, and Petr Cech finally has a save to make. Inside the last 3 minutes of the first half, David Dunn stinging his fingertips with that effort.
Well, they nicely set it up. It was the first time there was a bit of wobbles back there, but I have to give credit to Carvalho. Now watch Carvalho here. He does not sell himself. He bides his time while people get back. The ball just went nice for Dunn, and he struck it well, but not far enough away from Petr Cech, who's very difficult to beat.
Blackburn with some momentum, and so close to an equaliser. Perhaps it should have been two. Christoph Samba rose highest and made a firm connection, just clearing the crossbar.
Oh, it was a terrific ball, and what a great lead from Samba. Really, they did not do a very good job on keeping him away from it. It's Terry who's got his hand on one jersey of another player and then can't get to Samba. And everybody knows that was the chance for the killer goal. Well, there's the brains trust from the home team, literally, that is Manchester United, Queiroz and Sir Alex.
Blackburn finishing with a flourish, a first half in which they've been decidedly second best in almost every department. As you mentioned, Seamus, probably happy only to be 1-0 down. It could be better yet, but this isn't going to count.
Makelele's shirt was pulled as he was spinning away. He was taking a bit of a risk, actually. He had an easy pass option. He spurned it, turned into some traffic, and then got fouled, luckily for him and Chelsea. And you see him complaining that no card was given.
Well, the influence of that man, Petr Cech, on Chelsea's success cannot be overestimated. With him, he concede a goal every 2.5 games. Without him, a goal every game. Statistics can lie sometimes, but not in that case, I don't think.
No, he's been magnificent, and some of the timing of the saves also is what matters so much. You know, coming up with saves just at crucial moments when a goal could turn the match around or bring the opponents into it.
As you can see, or rather hear, the PA announcer adding a minute to the end of this first half. It's just given something for Blackburn to perhaps chew over in the dressing room at half-time. A conclusion to the half. Chelsea perhaps just easing off over the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, and Blackburn able to get the ball up the park more quickly. When they get slowed down, they've really got very little chance. But if they get the ball up the park quickly, then there's a chance they will find a little bit of space in which to play in front of the back four.
Essien flicked away off of Pedersen. Essien, who has looked totally at home playing as a right back. He's asked to play as a central defender as well this season. And Chelsea go in at half-time with a 1-goal lead given to them by captain Frank Lampard. Came after 16 minutes, and it was a sweeping move down the centre of the field. And another very cool finish for Lampard's 6th FA Cup goal of this season. Blackburn, though, finishing on a high note. 1-0 it remains. We'll be back with more from Old Trafford after these words. Remember, the winners of the FA Cup guaranteed a place in the UEFA Cup, but if it's Chelsea and Manchester United, they might well be involved in other competitions. In fact, they will be. Let's face it, they'll be in the Champions League. Blackburn, well, they had a promising end to the first half, Seamus. The final 5 minutes provided them with the first real attacking momentum of the game, and can they build on that at the start of the second?
Yeah, well, they were good at either end of the half. They certainly took advantage of a sleepy beginning from Chelsea, and then succeeded in waking them up a little bit. And from then on, it was really pretty much one-way traffic. But you're right. Once they started to get a little bit of confidence at the end, or maybe not confidence, but certainly taking advantage of perhaps some tiring legs on the part of Chelsea, which is what Mourinho has talked about. They found a bit of space in which to play, created a good chance, got a corner, should have scored. It should be really 1-1, or, you know, on the other hand, Chelsea had some ones that they should have put away and didn't.
We had a good look at Mark Hughes walking out of the tunnel. It's interesting to read during the week in the build-up to this semi-final. He was actually a Chelsea fan as a boy growing up in Wales. He grew up in North Wales, close to the town of Wrexham, but was inspired by that Chelsea side of 1970.
Wow.
The side of Osgood and Hutchinson and David Webb.
Chapo Harris, too, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Was that Bonetti? That was Peter Bonetti as
That's
well,
right.
I think, yeah.
The catch.
Except in Guadalajara. Well, we won't go there. Well, you know, Chelsea are on an 18-game unbeaten streak in all competitions. 11 clean sheets, 9 goals taken. I mean, they just are unbelievable. And you got to ask yourself, where will the goal come from by Blackburn before Chelsea can get a game-clinching second or third?
Chelsea are just 45 minutes away from continuing a remarkable season. It has been a season of adversity at times for Jose Mourinho's group, as he likes to call it.
Yeah, and of course they've beaten, you may have mentioned this, they've beaten Blackburn 3 times already this season and have yet to concede a goal to Blackburn.
Frank Lampard and Didier Drogba are on the score sheet in the 2 league victories. And Lampard has done it again here. Chelsea went down to Liverpool last year at this stadium, at Old Trafford semi-final, 2-1 scoreline. They went out to Newcastle United 2 years ago in the 5th round. And both those exits somewhat falling in terms of responsibility on Jose Mourinho. Some of his tactical moves in those 2 exits.
Some of the substitutions that were made there, for which he was not really taken to task as much as he might have been. Particularly the Newcastle match, those 3 substitutions all at once. Remember, those days are all forgotten, given the heady work now.
Now
Onside.
Drogba is onside, has Shevchenko available, uses him, and Shevchenko got the ball stuck underneath his feet, and the chance goes astray, and it could be worse yet with Shevchenko going down and slow to get up. A real let-off for Blackburn Rovers. That could have been Chelsea booking their spot in the final, and probably should have been.
Well, the flag stayed down. It was very close. Now, what happens here is he makes the run perfectly, but just looks to be caught with the ball, as you say, between his feet. It's a very awkward reception of a pass on Shevchenko's part. Just caught a little bit out of stride. The ball was perfectly delivered to Drogba, and it can't fault him. Shevchenko just made a mess of it.
He's really unable to alter his stride to adjust to the arrival of the ball.
It wasn't hit that hard. It was accurate right to him. He looked just thrown by the pace and direction, but he pulled away from the defenders very nicely, Shevchenko, dropping back into space to give Drogba time to play him in. He's Drogba winning that header again. So Cole, in particular, has been the one who's been the second player in that, for a lot of those flick-ons from Drogba.
Chelsea starting with great creativity again, but it's David Bentley who leads the surge for Blackburn. Emerton had checked his run, allowing Bentley to continue. Emerton eventually picks it up himself. Mokoena now. Benny McCarthy. Neat and tidy out to David Bentley. Good service too to the near post and John Terry. And full stretch to get there first.
That was great defending from John Terry inside Benny McCarthy, but this is bright stuff from Blackburn. We've sent a message to Chelsea that they are going to battle here. battle to the last minute here. And Chelsea will miss chances now.
Bentley again is in the fulcrum, loses out to Ashley Cole. Pedersen. The Blackburn pressure and possession continues. Sharp turn this from Jason Roberts, and Petr at the near post denies it.
That's great stuff from Blackburn. They've really shown great competitive spirit and some very good football too. And Terry was the one who got, I think it was John Terry who's beaten here on this turn, and Makalele is the one who bails him out by putting a little bit of pressure on. Jason Roberts very nearly put that one in the upper near corner.
Now Pedersen from the corner. Again, the corner one at the near post. Flicked away off a Chelsea head. It'll be another Blackburn corner from the opposite side of the field.
Oh, you're right, Adrian. They've picked up where they left off. They've really built on that flurry in the last 3-4 minutes, and their fans are on their feet here, and why not? Chelsea under the cosh right now. Perhaps being a little bit complacent, which is what Mourinho warned them against.
David Bentley. Oh, the header was there for the taking again. Samba comes up frustrated. Wasn't a clean connection this time.
No, but he's a super target too. He's very good in the air. And a little bit of accuracy would have helped him, of course, in the end of the first half. Cech taking his time here for obvious reasons, just to take a little bit of the sting out of this sudden fired up Blackburn side. They really are making this now a very competitive semi-final.
6'5" is Christoph Samba's height. And he has been more than a handful for Chelsea at set pieces. So what a interesting start to the second half. Chelsea could have put the game beyond Blackburn's reach and probably should have done. And Blackburn responding immediately. But it remains 1-0 to the men from Stamford Bridge. Makalele. Ballack. Shevchenko looking to get around the back of Stephen Warnock.
Oh, he did well that time. Warnock did extremely well, controlling the ball and allowing them to sweep forward.
And look at Didier Drogba hustling back to win possession. And now driving on himself. David Dunn clipped him, or did he?
Nope.
It's Samba who wants an outlet. Pleading for the players in front of him to make some sort of run, but there was no space as Chelsea quickly condensed it. The high back line.
Well, Drogba did a wonderful job going back there. We talked about this at the beginning. He is a very good team player. So having demonstrated that team quality, he then sort of rather departed from it in trying to go all on his own at the end when he really needed to play somebody else. And David Dunn was not about to let him do that.
Well, Bentley. And it was hugely optimistic to try and take on Cech from that sort of range. Saw David Silva manage it for Valencia a couple of weeks ago, but that was only a bolt from the blue.
Well, if that's a Bentley shot attempt, it was more like a Morris Minor than a Bentley, frankly. Not very zippy.
Brad Friedel. He will turn 36 on the day before the FA Cup final. Blackburn harbouring real hopes of yet being there.
Yeah, no, they're going about this with admirable determination, and it's not just blood and guts. They're playing some good football here. This is what, this is what Hughes was saying. He said, we're a good side, and it's what Mourinho said. This is a good side. This is not just a side that will come with endeavour. And this is a guy who can do damage from set pieces. As Mark was pointing out, Hughes was pointing out just a couple of days ago.
It's Pedersen to hit this, all along the ground. Oh, it took an awkward deflection and check. With a safety-first approach, just tipping it over the top.
Well, it came off the wall and then off Bentley, I think, and then it was touched over for safety's sake. Oh, Blackburn in the first 9 minutes of this half.
Oh, Bentley looking to prime the pump from the corner. Samba again the target. This time he was pedaling away beyond the back post. Drogba makes himself available. Looks long for Shevchenko.
That's good battling by Shevchenko, though, not to let them get the ball back at their end easily. Did commit a foul in the end, however. We saw the foul count at halftime was 10-3. Only 3 fouls from Chelsea. And 10, not an awful lot for a half, really. But it just seemed more because Chelsea had so few.
Good positive run on again, and a near post cross, which almost provides Jason Roberts with something to chew on. Now the tackle's really flying in. Frank Lampard is left flattened, and first booking of the afternoon. Looks like it'll be Brett Emerton, an Australian international, to receive it.
Well, he might have given 2 cards there. Certainly the first one was physically intimidating. The second one was a deliberate pull down to prevent the counter-attack.
Graduate of the Australian Institute of Soccer, and a former player with Sydney Olympic, Brett Emerton.
Well, to be fair, he did pull the boot back when he saw the collision coming. He did pull the boot back. I'll give him credit for that. But it was perhaps hard for him to check out the overcommitment he made in the first place. But then the second foul was very definitely one that was a pull down on Frank Lampard, who was about to break away in the middle of the park. I'd love to see FIFA or somebody start to address this problem of the midfield destroyer foul, which looks so much a part of the game, but actually is one of the most destructive aspects of attacking football, or the attempt to have attacking football. Difficult to do something about it.
Essien driving on. We saw him produce that move on several occasions, to great effect against Valencia.
Right. And both the referee's assistant and the referee, Wiley, decided that he just lost his footing, perhaps anticipating the challenge.
Now Bentley has plenty of work to do from a deep position. Lays it off for Emerton. Terry climbing above Benny McCarthy.
They can't get the ball into their opponent's half. Chelsea at the moment, who would have thought that?
Jason Roberts holding it well. Mokoena is looking for the surge into the box from McCarthy, but it wasn't coming.
Yeah, but you know, we had a close-up of Tugai a moment ago. That's a Tugai ball. If that ball comes to Tugai, then he would have delivered something really magical over the top. That would have been well in stride. See, that's just overhit, but there was another player who was outside the penalty area in space, and that's the magic they're missing from Tugai at the moment by not having him in the park.
Well, 2 years ago in the semi-final, Blackburn were outclassed in every department of the pitch by Arsenal. Went down 3-0, and Blackburn were accused of kicking first and playing second. It's definitely been a different sort of occasion, this one. And yet, Chelsea still have the advantage, one they're looking to build upon here with Drogba. He's won a corner.
Well, they got a great supporting run, too, from Ashley Cole, who came a long way from a deep position to try to give Drogba an option, and Drogba rather spurned it.
Lampard's service from the corner, only half away. Carvalho, and Brad Friedel didn't have to leave his feet.
It was a bit of a soft volley in the end. Fell at an awkward height for him. He has to wait for it to come down, and he just doesn't get much zip in it. He has scored some good goals, certainly. Recently, he scored a terrific goal to get them a 1-0 victory.
It's just last weekend in the Premiership against Spurs, and Drogba is down again. It's the third or fourth time this afternoon that Drogba has gone down feeling the pain. He's got up and soldiered on every time, but I asked the question earlier. He's been past the shoulder, such a heavy load for Chelsea. Never gets any rest at all.
No. Kalou is the obvious person that they might think about should he have to come off. He doesn't want to come off. He's just such a hungry competitor. I think he was in trouble even before that. It was just an inadvertent check from Samba at the end of it as he turned away. Nothing intentional there, but he was limping before that ball was even played in from the corner.
It's been a truly remarkable campaign for Drogba. Jose Mourinho, knowing that he needs more yet from his Ivorian hitman.
Well, you know, Chelsea, you talk about the other competition. They have a game on Wednesday. They have to go to Upton Park against a side that is fighting for its life. I think Blackburn are fighting to try to make it here into the final, and this is Kalou. Then just wait and see West Ham, who were upended 3-0 by Sheffield United yesterday, and they have a home match, having gone to Arsenal winning away. They couldn't do the same thing as Sheffield, but they now face Chelsea on Wednesday, which is an enormous match for both sides, because Chelsea needs to get 3 points to keep the margin to 3 vis-a-vis United. And United have a match that night too, at home to Sheffield United.
Well, Chelsea fans everywhere will be holding their breath, hoping and praying that it isn't too serious for Didier Drogba.
Mourinho's right. Every game's a cup tie for Chelsea for the rest of this season.
Now David Bentley, man at the far post, and Petr Cech with a wonderful save to keep it out. Looked like he was beaten.
It looked like he made a mistake in not coming off the line. That ball took a long time to get there. I was surprised he didn't go and pick it off.
Blackburn with the bit between the teeth at the moment. David Dunn, another rampaging run, and it opens up for McCarthy, whose shot is punched away. Only as far as Bentley, Ashley Cole, and in fact Cloud Makalele sliding in. Bentley back up on his feet. Emerton to deliver the ball. Another header, but this time well off target, and Petr Cech and Chelsea survive.
Well, take a look at this ball. It's chipped. It's a long chip, but he goes and then changes his mind. I think it hit the post. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, you're right.
Hit the post.
Pedersen.
Well, Cech, you can see him. I think he's real.
It promises to be a real test of Chelsea's resolve and spirit, which has certainly not been found lacking so far this season.
Well, it's also their endurance, and that's what Mourinho was talking about. Do we have the legs for this, and several more of this kinds of match to come? You saw Drogba there in your picture back on the park.
Drogba continuing for now. Jason Roberts has certainly justified his selection today, throwing his weight around. Drogba continuing for now, but for how long? Because Salomon Kalou is standing by. Meanwhile, Chelsea have more defensive concerns as Morten Gamst Pedersen, who almost moved to Manchester United 3 summers ago, instead went to Blackburn. Look at this, it's going to be a change. I thought they were holding up number 7.
Holding up number 7, yeah, no question. Number 7 was the number that was being held up there.
Yeah, it is Andrei Shevchenko who's made way. As Pedersen delivers, and Blackburn have themselves an equaliser. Jason Roberts beating Petr Cech from close range. It's 1-1.
Well, it's Morten Gamst-Pedersen, the danger man. But really, it was Roberts who was the one who got the touch on it, as you said. So all that required was the slightest of touches. He gets ahead of John Terry here. Very difficult for Petr Cech to do very much about it. But John Terry will not be happy about that. It's difficult to defend, but you've got to get your body a bit more goal side. And you have to say, this is nothing less than they deserve. They have really battled. They have taken the game to Chelsea here from the 40th minute on. Really, for the last 23 minutes, they have been the dominant side. Fully deserved to be at 1-1.
And Blackburn, as you say, Seamus, have their reward. Jason Roberts, what a time to pick to score your first goal for your new club. 19 previous appearances without a solitary strike. His 20th appearance proves to be a golden one, and Blackburn have real hope and belief now.
Well, Chelsea have squandered some chances. You'll remember, certainly Shevchenko and Drogba's one cross that didn't pick him out. Those chances, Joe Cole blasting it over the top. The last thing Chelsea need is another 30 minutes to play of extra time, but they may be looking at that. Although they are the masters, however, I have to remind people, of the late goal. I think it was 25 goals. 25 goals have come in the last 10 minutes for them this year.
SCM. Was hooked away from Samba.
Yeah, he did well, didn't he? Under pressure there. Get it high and out. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be elegant or to pass to somebody just high and take a while to get down, get yourself reorganized. Wake-up call time for Chelsea now. Seems like they begin each half in a bit of a doze.
Lampard delicately floating in the free kick, seeking out Ballack. It falls for Essien. Essien able to conjure up a corner kick.
Yeah, Morten Gamst-Pedersen coming back to lend a hand defensively. It's a full team effort for Blackburn right now. This is what you love about the FA Cup. It's just teams really play above themselves, and that's what they're doing right now, playing some good football.
Lampard service as far as Essien, who drives on from a similar sort of range for which he produced the winner against Valencia. Michael Essien sees Brad Friedel stand in his way this time.
Well, that was a lovely chip from Essien, the man who did so much to overturn Valencia. Now taking charge of this game a little bit. Set piece for them.
Chelsea responding with real intent to Blackburn's equaliser. Michael Ballack, though, can't keep his header down. Mark Hughes, the Blackburn manager who's been mentioned as a possible successor to Jose Mourinho.
And as Jose Mourinho said, that makes him 13th in the list of 13 that have been thrown up there in the last couple of years or couple of months. It really is similar to Real Madrid these days. I thought that Bernd Schuster deal was done. Now he's denying it. We talked about Getafe playing Barcelona later today here on ESPN. The rumors flying about him. I wonder about the fitness level you talked about. I'm really wondering if, in fact, that's beginning to get to John Terry. He's been not really as dominating a force. And he's got some very big, difficult players to play against, particularly in Roberts and Benny McCarthy, who is good in the air.
Now Morten Gamst-Pedersen again, looking for that soft spot that provided such a rich dividend last time around. This time, though, Chelsea able to cope. And Michael Essien is bursting forward. Lampard trying to help it on towards Joe Cole.
It's a good ball from Essien. Lampard distracted by a defender.
And Kalou going to work. Does very well to pick out Joe Cole. Cole can't replicate the feat as we reach the midway point of the second half. A really classic FA Cup semi-final is developing before us.
Well, the psychological pressure, no question, is all on Chelsea. They certainly have the maturity and the players to respond to that kind of pressure. but they must be harboring some thoughts about the missed chances and whether or not that will be their undoing.
Carvalho pushing on.
Oh.
Essien just taking his eye off the ball at the crucial moments.
Yeah, and he was getting a supporting run out of Carvalho too from a central defensive position, and that has been a powerful surprise force for Chelsea from time to time when Carvalho comes forward.
Chelsea already have the League Cup tucked away for the season. It's a final they won with a late goal from Drogba. This is Joe Cole. He eluded 2 challenges, but then gave himself too much to do.
Well, that's the kind of run that he was making against Valencia that really paid off for them. And it really set some panic among the Valencia defenders. And eventually their defense crumbled. The 2 goals by Shevchenko and Essien.
Lampard drifting it the full width of the field to Essien. Chelsea's response has been first rate, to say the least, to the conceding of the equaliser.
It's a bad foul by Carvalho to give away there. He had support behind him. He panicked a little bit, thinking that he was about to be caught upfield. And a counter-attack developing, and he made the foul. And this man, Brad Friedel, has had, what, maybe a couple of saves? One certainly we saw in the first half from Ashley Cole, and then just one a few minutes ago that was a chip from Essien. I can't think of too many other really difficult moments for him. Check, in fact, just had to come up with a bit more, and he got some luck from the post.
Well, will it be a London against the Northwest final again, as the FA Cup final goes back to Wembley, or will it be an all-Northwest affair? That question possibly will be answered in the next 20 minutes, but it may take longer than that. Edison having a better grip on the ball. And a throw which Petr Cech decides to come for, didn't get there. Now headed back in towards Roberts. Ashley Cole away. And Bentley trying to spin and turn. Blackburn maintain the pressure though until the ball gets away from Benny McCarthy. It's been such a frustrating campaign for Jason Roberts until this point, who was scoring goals for fun last season at times in the Premiership with Wigan.
And now he's watching a Wigan side fighting for its life. Well, Blackburn pretty much comfortable or out of that danger zone.
Yeah, Wigan Athletic have certainly missed his services, even if he hasn't missed Wigan. Words between Dunn and Lampard. David Dunn, who never really settled with Birmingham City, returned to Blackburn in January. And that's a nicely looking challenge from Mokoena. Remember, he was sent off in the quarter-final win against Manchester City. Wiley is going to be dishing out some punishment here. It's a yellow card for the South African. His nickname in his home country is the Axe. He certainly chopped into Joe Cole.
Aptly named, wasn't he? That was a real piece of lumberjack work, wasn't it? And totally unnecessary, except for the fear of Cole spinning away and making one of those pacey runs that terrifies central defenders behind him. So very definitely deliberate foul. Set pieces have not been all that impressive from Chelsea in this match, but we didn't get a knockdown here. Let's see.
Lampard right into the arms of Friedel. Took it in commanding fashion. Done. Flicked off the top of a Chelsea head right into the path of Benny McCarthy. Bentley. Oh. Disappointing. He looks to a divot in the ground.
Well, he also was under increasing pressure from the fast-closing Ashley Cole. He's inside here. Well, look at how fast he's coming over there. Still, I think Bentley could have done better.
Did take a bobble, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Bentley, who hasn't scored since a stunning free kick in the UEFA Cup against Bayer Leverkusen. Ballack. Kalou unable to keep a firm footing.
Well, if thinking about changes for Chelsea, you know, midfield is where so much of the running comes. Makelele's had a very good game, actually. He's had a couple of off passes, but other than that, he's been very, very good. He's bailed out the central defense a number of times in dangerous situations.
Joe Cole conjuring his way out of tight quarters. Kalou is trying to help it on. Cole had been impeded prior to that, and Wiley brings it back.
It's a bit of a strange decision, though, by Wiley, because actually he continued to play, and Kalou was rather easily dispossessed. It wasn't that ran astray. Play on, you might lose it if you play on. And they lost it. They got a free kick and just didn't do anything with.
Bentley driving on. He's eluded Ashley Cole. Joe Cole scampering back to try and cover. Bentley couldn't quite keep it in play. Quarter of an hour remain at Old Trafford. They're looking for potential late heroes, and how about the name of Salomon Kalou, who came on for Andrei Shevchenko. Remember his late equaliser at Stamford Bridge in the quarter-final, but it's Blackburn who are pressing on here. Roberts forced to take it wide. Now delivering for Bentley on the edge of the area. Tees it up invitingly, and Mokoena's shot. Certainly packed with power, but not the precision needed.
Yeah, it's very good play, though. That's a sweeping ball. Nice first touch from Bentley. A soft ball inside. Moves for high for that near post. Not a bad target. Does it pop up a little bit for him? Not really. Well, you mentioned Kalou. He also won that big three-pointer for them at Watford in the 92nd minute with a great header.
Time and time again this season, Chelsea have confounded the odds and come up with something golden just before the final whistle. A long, ambitious effort from David Dunn.
Well, we did see check off the line. Thought he'd go for it. And did not impress. The boss, keep it calm, keep it on the floor, play in other players. Two Chelsea players ran into each other, and that's opened it up for him. Chelsea have been very much a thing of shreds and passes. Michael Essien, for instance, has had very little of the play in the second half.
And here he is, right on cue. Can he deliver across? He certainly can. Ballack's flick on. Stabbed away by Samba. As Chelsea make inroads into the Blackburn defensive armour for first time in quite a while.
Well, I wonder about John Obi Mikel, if there's still a role for him to play in this game. Means probably taking off Makelele, but no real reason to do that in the way he's playing, frankly, in this game, except if it goes into 30 more minutes. There's going to be some tired legs out there.
This is Ballack for Chelsea. Makelele. Cole, so adept at maintaining possession under pressure. He gets the return ball too. And Pedersen was forced to bring him down. Claims he gets the ball and then Comes close to losing his cool. He's still going after referee Alan Wiley, and Morten Gams Pedersen is in danger of losing the plot here.
Yeah, well, what is John Terry doing? It's got nothing to do with him. You can see go away right now. Read my lips. That's pretty easy. Oh, he's talking about the number of fouls, obviously, that he has accumulated so far. And he's reaching to the pocket, and that's number 3, yellow card.
Let's see if Pedersen had a case here. Joe Cole taking it around. Well, I think he caught Joe Cole.
You think he did catch him?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like he trod on his foot when he felt, of course, that he got the ball. And he may have had a touch on the ball. Well, if a goal comes out of this, there are going to be a lot of recriminations after the game. Look at all this. Archie Barty, what's Ballack getting into it with McCarthy for?
Well, it's a flashpoint in the game which has been relatively clean so far. As the game edges towards its final 10 minutes, the stakes rise higher and higher, and so does the temperature.
Well, you would have thought they had had their dust up for the year, Chelsea. The League Cup final in Arsenal. The competitive juices are flowing here. And the underdog side feeling a little bit hard done by the referee.
Didier Drogba certainly signalling intent to take this. It's going to be a 5-man wall for Brad Friedel. Drogba pacing it out like a... It's actually going to be Ballack. Well, Friedel will claim he had that covered all the way.
Well, perhaps he did. Well, here he comes.
And John Obi Mikel, as you mentioned, will in fact come on for Cloud Makalele. The 19-year-old Nigerian who has been simply outstanding over the last few weeks for Chelsea.
Oh, absolutely. He's been a dominant player. He's been getting a lot of play of late. And he's a good substitution for a match that may be heading for extra time. He's also a player who can not necessarily win it for you, but he can contribute to winning it for you. And his offside given there.
Just being handed the official attendance, which is 50,500, give or take a couple. Which means close to 18,000 empty seats. And the stayaways have missed an absorbing semi-final, Seamus.
Yeah, they really have. M1 or M6 notwithstanding, they should get on the bike and get up there.
McCarthy's underneath the bouncing ball. Shadowed by John Terry. Bentley's cross and a free header is put wide by Morten Gams Pedersen. Dreams of Wembley flashing before his eyes there.
Well, in the eyes of all those people who saw a great heading opportunity at the end of the first half go awry, this one from the run of play required just a good glancing header, and he was in fantastic position, wide open. Chelsea defense really found wanting there. Essien coming in late. And Mark Hughes has put away a few of those in his day.
Well, you don't get too many chances against this Chelsea side. Will Blackburn rue that miss by Morten Gams Pedersen? Setting about their task again with relish. Tony McCarthy just beaten to the ball.
In the meantime, they've made 2 substitutions. And Blackburn have made none, as I recall.
That's right, it's still the starting 11 out there for Mark Hughes.
Yeah, and of course they don't have the quality in depth. That is the case for the Blues.
Yeah, John Obi Mikel, his first contribution. Essien. Drogba was the target, but Brett Emerton stepping in with real resolve and driving on. Equal resolve, though, shown by the retreating Chelsea midfielders. A game that hangs deliciously in the balance, and another flare-up here on the near side. David Dunn and Ashley Cole are the protagonists.
David Dunn with a good tackle there. All right, Ashley Cole's got to gripe about. There's a soft pass here. Yeah, it's a perfectly good tackle.
And Cole landing on the back of Dunn.
David Dunn is a no-nonsense kind of player, but he's sometimes the red mist descends, but not today. I thought he's been very controlled, hard, but fair.
Ashley Cole! Great-looking service, wasn't it? Ryan Nelson with the final clearance at the expense of a corner.
Yeah, well, he's unhappy with the fact that this was such an easy service. But he was in the right spot. It just eludes the toe of Didier Drogba.
They were veritably queuing up on the far post there for Cole's service. Now Lampard from the same side delivers the corner. Headed on by Essien, back to Lampard.
Offside, surely.
Yeah, hadn't retreated from his corner-taking position. Yes, it's definitely fingernail-biting time. Right down to the quick, I imagine.
Well, I talked earlier about the fact that they missed some chances, but the truth is, there's been an equal number of missed chances by Blackburn. I mean, the 1-1 is not an unfair representation of this game at all.
That was Jason Roberts, impeded by Ballack. Blackburn's goal, remember, coming from a well-worked free kick. This one a lot further from Chelsea's goal, but Pedersen again standing over it.
Well, the referee may have helped out Blackburn here by insisting it be retaken, because Pedersen is so lethal with these things. They might have got nothing out of the first chance, but they might get something dramatic out of this. It certainly worked in the 63rd minute.
Pedersen shaping to take this left-footed. It's a delicate dink into the box, but he follows up himself. And was he caught again? He was. This will be another Blackburn free kick just outside the area this time.
Well, is he the meat in the sandwich here? It's not a great header. And two players collapse on him. And Essien will have felt that he went for the ball, but I think it was John Obi Mikel who was behind him, and they crunched him. And frankly, if Mikel had not made the challenge, Essien's heading clearance, I think, would have been allowed, even though there was contact. Now then, this is a more serious proposition for Chelsea to worry about. They're putting a player on the goal line, which means, of course, that opens up all kinds of space for Blackburn players to be in for a rebound or a flick on or touch.
Better check.
Why he's standing on the goal line here.
Petacek taking a long time constructing his wall. This could be a pivotal moment. Just 3 minutes remain.
Well, he was on the goal line to prevent the quick, sudden free kick a la Ryan Giggs, but the referee was clearly indicating that depended on his whistle. Well, this is the moment you wait for if you're Blackburn fan. Morten Gans Pedersen over the ball. He's so good at this. This is why he's in the side. Surely that other player is nothing more than window dressing.
Three Blackburn players adding their presence to the wall. Actually, it's just two. Now Pedersen lining it up, curling it into the wall. It was built to specifications by Petacek.
Yeah, was not hit with great conviction. Meanwhile, we're almost at 90 minutes. Well, handballs in there, that's what the claim is, but really not. Michael Ballack in the job. You see Pedersen claiming for a handball.
Long throw. Oh, it's tipped away by Petr Cech. It might even have clipped the bar. It would have been an own goal from John Terry.
Absolute crazy moments here. Yes, it is him. Cech does get it away. It would have gone under the crossbar, I think. Just to retreat to get at that and be sure he palms it away, because he's too far out from the goal to be sure he can tip it over rather than tipping it in.
Chelsea under the cosh here. Blackburn looking for the killer punch. The corner this time met with more authority by Michael Ballack at the near post.
But it'll be a long throw in from Pedersen again. It'll be more of the same for Chelsea as we approach the final minute.
Jose Mourinho wondering if his troops can hold out here. They would take extra time at the moment. Anywhere will do. As Essien applies the clearance. Kalou chasing it down, but it was Emerton there first. No offside flag here. Pedersen gives chase. But that will only help Chelsea's cause as he tries to get around the back of Essien. Now can Chelsea somehow conjure up more late drama to add to their growing collection of it this season? Ashley Cole looking for Drogba. It's a good jump from Nelson. Did enough.
That's right. It was not much of a jump by Drogba, which is unlike him and unlike what we've seen from him in the previous 80 minutes, although of late there hasn't been much of that high ball.
Cole. Salomon Kalou doing well to keep it alive and elude a couple of challenges.
Chelsea fans in that corner on their feet, hoping that this will be the attack that will bring them a spot in Wembley on May 19th. Or will there be another 30 minutes of anxiety?
Joe Cole, could he win it here for Chelsea? It's Cole. He's denied by a wonderful challenge from Ryan Nelson. He simply had to get there, the man from New Zealand, and he did.
Joe Cole may have also had some options inside, and we take a look. He does very well to get away. That's a wonderful spin. It's the first shot. No, not really. It was all his to go for. Ryan Nelson was not about to be beaten.
Well, he wants to become the first New Zealand player ever to play in an FA Cup final.
Well, you know what else he would be? He'd be the first Stanford University graduate to play in an FA Cup final.
Up against some stiff competition.
That's right. Lots of Stanford University athletes have won gold medals for the United States in Olympics in all kinds of sports, but not in football.
It's Chelsea finishing with greater attacking verve. A couple of moments ago, it looked like they would give anything for the final whistle. Well, they still may have more defensive concerns yet, as David Dunn and David Bentley combine to win another free kick. Ball wasn't stationary.
I don't think 30 minutes more is going to bother Blackburn. It's going to be a very real burden for Chelsea.
And as you've pointed out, Seamus, Blackburn still yet to make a change.
That's right. And their hero is on the bench. There is their FA Cup hero.
That's Benny McCarthy trying to be a hero late on, but shot clearing the crossbar by a considerable margin.
Yeah, Matt Derbyshire is the person I'm thinking about. I don't know who you would take off to bring him on at this point. This team has really put on some kind of fighting display with not a little bit of attractive football thrown in. Several periods in patches in the first half, but then in prolonged periods of play in the second half.
Chelsea still pressing. Drogba in the thick of the action. Nelson hurriedly clearing it. Kalou across to run away from Brett Emerson. Chelsea roared on by their faithful. Can they yet avoid another 30 minutes of football with a late winner? It's Lampard, Frank Lampard for Chelsea. And once again, Ryan Nelson to the rescue.
Great 1-2 inside the box, but again, Nelson doing such a good job. 3 players going for the ball there for Blackburn. Several Chelsea players open to the far post, couldn't get it through.
Here's Lampard's service, Friedel's save, but they wouldn't have counted. As it looks as though there'd been a push.
It was still a great instinctive save by Brad Friedel. Yeah, there's a push, no question.
It was Ballack at the near post.
Yeah, here's the push on Martin Gans Pedersen. He just tries to nudge him out of the way, which he does. Sets himself up for the nice flick header. Friedel was up to it, so the 4th minute now just about over, so this should do it.
Indeed, Alan Wiley brings normal time to a close. It is going to take extra time in this FA Cup semi-final to split the two sides. Blackburn won, Chelsea won after Jason Roberts' equaliser from this Morten Gans Pedersen free kick midway through the second half. Stay with us. We'll bring you all of extra time when we return to Old Trafford after these words. 30 minutes extra football in store. As you said, it's the last thing Chelsea wanted in this long and onerous campaign, which they're still battling on 4 fronts. But the dream stays alive for Blackburn. Jason Roberts picking this afternoon of all afternoons to notch his first goal as a Blackburn Rovers player. And that was the response to Frank Lampard's opener.
Well, we haven't mentioned it, but of course, if 30 minutes, it's still level pegging, then we go to penalties. It's got to be resolved today, one way or another.
Yep, semi-finals used to go to replays. Finals used to go to replays, for that matter.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
The last time Chelsea won the cup final in 2000, their opponents, Aston Villa, had to go to extra time and penalties to make it there.
So we are underway for the first period of extra time. Chelsea again going from left to right. That's one of their 2 substitutions they've used already. Salomon Kalou can get involved as Messrs Ferguson and Kirosh look on.
They must be chortling inside too. The disquiet that our good friend and role model, Mr. Mourinho, is is going through at the moment.
This is John Obi Mikel. Outside to Michael Essien. Kalou is wide, and he's running at Bentley's. Chelsea look to start on the front foot. It's a good service for Lampard. He's driven it a little wide, but a good check back from Lampard. And then, quite frankly, a bit of a flop.
Yeah, dangerous stab at it by Samba, but he got away with it. Pass still continues.
McCarthy on to Pedersen. He was offside, the Norwegian.
I tell you, one of the big differences, in my view, in the second half, Adrian, has been the play of Mokoena and Dunn. I don't know about that. It was awfully close, wasn't it? But flag went up authoritatively at once. They have really done a terrific job in the middle of the park and made it very difficult for all that talent and the superstar quality of the Chelsea side in the centre to dominate.
Messi in service, eluding Drogba. There really was no way forward for Blackburn inside the first 40 minutes of this game. But that seems a long time ago now. Joe Cole has had his moments, but most of those came in the first half. I wonder how long he will be able to go. Brett Emerton. And Mokoena. Pedersen again offering the run. Carvalho able to see it clearly and gets there again on the follow-up, but it was after a nasty challenge close to the centre circle. It was Essien who was the victim.
Yeah, it was smashed into his rib cage there. And he's not happy. Something McCarthy's got to be careful. He's really yakking at the referee. But that seems fairly temperate. But he was his right side was very exposed for the challenge from McCarthy. McCarthy comes over to offer apologies for the intention, anyhow.
Messian, who had a knee injury, kept him out for over a month. He returned to action against Valencia. The Mestalla.
Yeah, with telling effect, because he had to be moved to right back, as you recall, and he transformed that position really, and contributed for both goals that saw Chelsea through. The winner, of course, he contributed himself, and then he was instrumental in the build-up for the first one. The first goal, the tying goal by Shevchenko.
Well, Chelsea sailed through the earlier rounds of this competition against lower division opposition, Macclesfield, Nottingham Forest, Norwich City. Both the subsequent ties against Premiership opposition have been taken to the absolute limit. Spurs close to knocking them out in the quarter-final. And now Blackburn taking them to extra time as Pedersen whips in another vicious-looking cross.
Yeah, good to remember that they were down 3-1 to Tottenham in that first one, and pulled it out with an 84th minute goal.
Well, there is Matt Derbyshire finally warming up. The scorer of 5 goals in this FA Cup run so far this season.
But do you throw him on as a third attacker, or do you actually take out McCarthy or Roberts? McCarthy's the leading scorer for the team all around with 19 goals, so it seemed a risky thing to take him out. Roberts has been a handful the whole match.
Meanwhile, Sean Wright-Phillips is limbering up. You have to think that Joe Cole will be struggling to go much beyond the 90 minutes, given the lack of football he's played in the last 6 months. Carvalho refusing to yield against Pedersen.
Isn't he fantastic? He's having a super season, Carvalho. It's a difficult piece of defending, not once but twice. He was just the more determined player there.
Well, will this be one of those occasions where extra time produces a distinct drop in tempo? I saw it in the FA Cup final last season.
Yeah, it can do, and it's totally understandable. People are going to be much more cautious. They know that goal, if a goal is conceded, that's likely to be the final one. So caution comes to the forefront.
Joe Cole not showing any tired limbs, and halted in full stride by Stephen Warnock. And Warnock looks like he's about to be seeing a yellow card here. Stephen Warnock joining from Liverpool.
Cole asking for some medical attention here. Does he get the ball here in this tackle? Oof, indeed, didn't he? You think so? I thought he got the ball. But did he go through the player to get the ball? That's always the question. Is it from behind?
Warnock, 3.5 years at Anfield. Joined in January.
4th yellow. Taken out by the referee, all against Blackburn.
And Joe Cole is going to need some further treatment, it appears. He didn't get on the pitch at the Millennium Stadium last season for Liverpool. That epic final against West Ham. And Sean Wright-Phillips indeed looks like he's going to be the man to replace the ailing Joe Cole. Joe Cole's return could yet be pivotal for Chelsea's hopes of lifting honours on 4 fronts this season, but for now he makes way.
Which Wright-Phillips will show up here? The one that can't cross the ball, or the one that scores dramatic goals, as it did in the replay against Tottenham? Certainly it was a fantastic volley for a 2-0 win, or 2-0 lead rather, and but then some recent matches in which I've seen him play, he's had a ton of the ball, and the crosses have been just appallingly poor. But he's got the pace to go against tiring players. That's certainly a plus. Gardening there by Brad Friedel. You think about if it goes to penalties, Friedel and Cech are both capable of being step-up goalkeepers with confidence to save a couple of penalties for you.
Absolutely. This is Essien trying to feed the fresh legs of Sean Wright-Phillips.
Yeah, very nearly pulled that off.
Major incident to report so far in extra time, as the pace has slowed, perhaps understandably. Essien again looking for the ex-Manchester City man. Mokoena decisive with the challenge.
Yeah, well, it's part of what I was saying a moment ago. He's really nullified Ballack, who's really not had much of a sniff of this game in the second half, and now into extra time.
Pedersen pinned in deep by the assistant Essien.
Well, we've seen Ballack in the past, Adrian. You and I have seen him in Champions League matches where he disappeared for large stretches of time and then pops up at the 80th minute and hits a winning goal.
Yeah, he did that in the first knockout round against Porto. And this is Lampard surveying his options. Ashley Cole delivering a good service towards Ballack. Kalou is underneath it. Wouldn't quite sit for Lampard. He has it back though. Chelsea's goal scorer is brought down. And a free kick conceded rather recklessly by David Dunn.
Wonderful little short ball from John Obi Mikel here to Lampard. Yeah, he had enough reach in there to reach the ball, but he didn't make any contact with it, despite his claim. Set pieces have been disappointing. Now, we all know that Drogba, company, and Lampard as well, but more likely Drogba. Ballack too. We saw him hit one just past Friedel's post. Which is the sun factor here. It's right in Friedel's eyes.
Now, is this a decoy again from Drogba? We saw it last time where he paced out the run almost like a fast bowler in cricket. But
oh, it doesn't look 10 yards, does it? That's what he's complaining about.
That's Drogba this time. In cricketing terms, that was a wide.
Yeah. He's got to be careful here. Verbal aggro with the referee. Okay. Didn't get that one, but just get back on with it. Frustrating day for Drogba. He's played so well in the first half, where in particular he was wonderful at being a target man and playing other people in. And he's one chance to make a telling cross and play in Shevchenko for what would be the go-ahead, now the go-ahead goal. Went awry.
Now a clash between Drogba and Samba leaves the man from the Democratic Republic of Congo on the ground, but he's quick to get up. Two Africans bidding for a place at Wembley. Nelson will hit this long. Hoping for an end product from Roberts and Benny McCarthy. Nothing forthcoming though, and Salomon Kalou is off to the races here. Gallop ended firmly by Mokoena again.
Yeah, as I said, he's had an inspirational second half, and Dunn, perhaps less technically gifted, but has put in the work rate in the second half, and the first period here of extra time, which is almost over with very little incident.
Essendon's throw, marshalled by Ryan Nelson, who really defended with fantastic gusto towards the end of the normal time period. A couple of very important interventions from the New Zealand national team captain.
Yeah, especially when you consider that Frank Lampard was the one who stepped around him nimbly to put this goal in, the first goal of the match in.
Lampard serving in the corner. The header was firm, but right at Friedel, who didn't need to move.
He does a good job, though, getting away from Samba, doesn't he, Drogba? Did very well, put on a little bit of acceleration.
And this is David Dunn pressing on. Forced the check back. And the cross was easily swallowed up by John Terry. Now Lampard. It's eventually the outlet. Back it goes to Lampard.
Well, it looked ripe for a classic Frank Lampard drive from outside the box. But good central defending. Better from Chelsea in the final minute. They might add a minute because of that injury treatment for Joe Cole before he went off.
And Ashley Cole overhitting his service. Well, coming up next for our audience in the Pacific Rim only, Barcelona taking on Mallorca. Frank Rijkaard's side looking to take advantage of Real Madrid's slip-up yesterday.
Yeah, and a nervous one-point edge they have over Sevilla. Just looking like a side with more than average purpose this year. They certainly look to me to be the best of what's left in the UEFA Cup quartet.
This is Wright Phillips. Blackburn, though, able to remove the danger. And Jason Roberts is isolated at the moment. And he did indeed draw the foul from John Obi Mikel, and a booking for the teenager.
First one for Chelsea. Yeah, very definitely a rash challenge by the youngster there.
Could, of course, have been playing his football here at Old Trafford. Manchester United signed him.
Yeah, gave him number 21. He was already in the roster, but just before the lawyers got to work.
A year's worth of tug of war, resulting with John Obi Mikel landing at Stamford Bridge.
Well, that's the injury that got Warnock in trouble. It was lunge in there by Wright Phillips.
Some aching limbs, to say the least, out there. We surely approached the last few seconds of the first period of extra time. Blackburn will try and end on the high note here, with a crowd of players awaiting the service of the free kick. Meanwhile, Sergio Peter is going to come on. He's normally a wide operator in midfield, more often on the left-hand side.
Yeah, that might be, maybe Warnock can't continue and you have to juggle the left side a bit.
David Bentley, too close to check. That should just about do it. And Wiley letting them play on for now. And Frank Lampard is bundled over in the centre circle.
So, yeah, again, the counter-attack stopping foul in the middle of the park. That seems such an accepted part, but is such a detriment to the attacking flow of football these days. And that's enough. That takes away the chance. Referee's seen enough.
So stoppage time in extra time. No breakthrough yet for either side. This FA Cup semi-final remaining firmly in the balance. Mark Hughes wants a word with his side, but I don't think he's going to be allowed it. Teams normally switch around and kick off straight away. Jose Mourinho not bothering to leave his seat.
I think he wants to maybe have a word with Warnock too, just to see if he's able to go on or if he needs to make a change there. That's certainly what looked to be the intent when he was patently going out to take a look.
Well, look back at the goals earlier on in the game. Frank Lampard at that stage, Chelsea were certainly dominant, but that dominance ended in the second half, and the goal from Jason Roberts was reward for Blackburn Rovers in a spirited second half recovery. Both sides had their chances to win it, of course, Seamus. You think of Morten Gamst Pedersen's header, a wide open header for Blackburn near the edge, where he put it just wide of the post.
That's right, and then they hit the post then with Cech beaten. That was a piece of bad luck for them. But then the Samba header also in the first half, in the 44th minute, which had been put dispatched away. Warnock is going to continue at left back, it seems, but they're still making a change.
Sergio Peter is on, and it's actually David Dunn who is going to replace. Sergio Peter in his third year with Blackburn Rovers. So then, who can dig deepest? Who can find the necessary stamina and inspiration, or combination thereof, to go one step further? Manchester United sitting pretty and waiting at the brand new Wembley Stadium on May the 19th. The next 15 minutes, maybe, just maybe, will decide who joins them. If it doesn't, it will be the agony and the ecstasy of penalty kicks.
Well, it also could have such a huge effect on Chelsea's overall season, psychologically and physically, as if they, in fact, don't progress here. And that's a real blow to them, and takes an awful lot of other legs, and they got to go to West Ham on Wednesday and get 3 points to stay close to United before that telling May 9th match with United at Chelsea.
Was Kalou impeded? There he was. Obstruction, the verdict on Morten Gamst Pedersen. We saw set up a Chelsea set piece some way from Brad Friedel's goal. Certainly in a threatening position. Didier Drogba with some words for Lampard. Perhaps he wants this one put. Lampard going for goal, kept it low. Essien out to Carvalho. Chelsea look to maintain the pressure. Balak's flick on. Blackburn scramble it away from danger for now. Now John Obi Mikel again lofted into the area. Rebound falls for Lampard. This is John Terry.
Oh, it's a sloppy pass from Terry.
And Bentley.
Asking himself a lot.
Brett Emerson pushes on into the Chelsea half. Isolated against Ashley Cole and leaves him for dead. Brett Emerson! Right into the arms of Petr Cech.
Well, this Sergio Peter substitution has me thinking, because his first match in the FA Cup, he came in against QPR and it was 0-0, and he set up all 3 goals for a 3-0 victory. So I think he's yet to score himself, though, is he?
That's right.
Yeah. So maybe Hughes is playing with a little bit of karma here in that decision.
And certainly personnel-wise, I'd say Mark Hughes has his decision's right today. Eyebrows raised at Jason Roberts' inclusion. Both Matt Derbyshire, but Roberts has been constant worry for Chelsea, and maybe again here.
Well, you also think about Dunn. I mean, obviously Dunn ran his legs off, and that was a good substitution to get him out. To ask 30 more minutes of him, given the effort he put in the middle of the park. He and Mokoena together had a wonderful second half, in particular, that nearly neutralized what was so evidently a flowing situation for Chelsea in the first half.
Solomon Kalou hasn't had much to work with yet since his introduction. Sean Wright-Phillips to the byline. Keeps it alive, and Kalou! Ballack for Chelsea! Has Michael Ballack put Chelsea into the final? He's done it again, the German, with another late contribution. And in extra time, it's hands in head time for Blackburn Rovers.
Well, Kalou deserves a lot of credit here, but look at this run, too, by Wright-Phillips. I thought he overrun it. I criticized his crossing, but that's a great cross. It's blocked. It falls for Ballack. And as we were just talking a few minutes ago, this guy disappears for hours and then comes up with this. And he did it against Porto. Now he's done it again. But this is good from Wright-Phillips. Gets around Nelson. Oh, poor Ryan Nelson. You got to feel for him, having had so many wonderful saves in tackles. This time he gets beaten, as he was for the first goal, by the wonderful run of Lampard. Ballack played Lampard in for that goal. Now he takes the responsibility himself, and it's 2-1 to Chelsea. But there's still 11 minutes to go, and the way Blackburn have been playing, do not count them out at 2-1 down.
Chelsea's remarkable resiliency surfaces again. Michael Ballack booked in the aftermath of the celebration of the goal.
Yeah, can't whip your shirt off like that, apparently. Well, not apparently, for sure. So he gets a yellow for that.
Chelsea have been taken to the very verge by Blackburn Rovers, but now they themselves are on the verge of returning to Wembley. They were there for the last final of the old stadium. Now they are within 10 minutes of appearing in the first final at the new Wembley Stadium. And it will be against Manchester United. Andrei Shevchenko wondering if he will get a chance to star in that game. And it's the other big money signing from the summer, Michael Ballack, who appears to have put them in the air, but don't count out Blackburn yet. Didier Drogba wriggling away from one challenge. On to Kalou. Drogba's return. Chelsea are rampant at the moment. And Pedersen to the rescue.
Good stuff from Patterson. He's had a great game, really. A little heavy reception here on the touch. Watch this touch here. First ball could have been a bit softer. The second, the touch by Drogba let him down. Kalou put a bit more weight on that pass than was needed, and Drogba couldn't quite get to it. His first touch is not always impeccable.
Pedersen's header away. Benny McCarthy slipped under duress from Michael Essien.
Hugely frustrating day for Benny McCarthy.
Well, Mark Hughes must be seriously contemplating the services of Matt Derbyshire about now.
Yeah, you would think, and I would say as a third attacker rather than for one of the other two. Oh, that's almost a perfect ball. You have to say that Brad Friedel has not had much to do, and there was nothing he could do about that. Either goal, really, were clinically dispensed into the corner.
What you see in his side to produce the goods again.
Dispatched is the word I'm looking for. You know, still not looking all that happy, is he?
Rarely see a smile crack the face of Roman Abramovich. Well, there's half a one. Sure he would really enjoy his day out at Wembley Stadium.
A little bit of time wasting here by Carvalho.
Well, Mark Hughes is hiding his disappointment at the moment. It's been a gutsy display, and as we expected, he's going to turn to Matt Derbyshire to try and salvage matters. But will it be too late? Kalou certainly made an important contribution to what looks like being the winner as it stands at the moment.
He's masterful. I just love watching this youngster play. Mikel, so confident on the ball. Does not take risks.
Blackburn devoid of inspiration at the moment, but there's hope yet with McCarthy. Racing Bentley, his cross though charged down by Carvalho.
Carvalho gave the ball away a moment ago. Atypical for him. To see him huffing and puffing. Who can surprise him? Who can be surprised at that?
It will indeed be a three-pronged attack as David Bentley is removed. And on comes Matt Derbyshire, who scored 2 goals against Luton in the 4th round. A goal against Everton in the 3rd round. And the clincher against Manchester City in the quarter-final. Edison's throw. Samba is beside himself with disbelief that the decision went against him.
Well, 5 minutes left here, and there won't be much time added. There's not been much injuries. And you've got to think that Chelsea surely have the capacity to hold on here. Not much there. Referee, what he saw between Samba and Drogba, looked very, very fussy decision.
Here's Mark Hughes, seeing the dream fade away. We talked about it in terms of a dream. Blackburn getting to the FA Cup final. And as Jose Mourinho remarked, motivation can provide miracles.
Well, if this happens, oh, look at this, bit of sleeping back there.
Sean Wright Phillips trying to pick out Drogba. Friedel stepping into the breach, and a good clearance right to the foot.
Fantastic clearance by Friedel. Bad giveaway. McCarthy has just had a nightmare for him. Can't do anything right. Nothing he tries is working.
Drogba finding his way to goal, impeded by Samba. And out there are some very, very tired legs out there.
Having made a wonderful job of hitting that punt, he then went through a shambles of the clearance to get them out of trouble. Chelsea not in any hurry here.
Kalou taking it on. Nelson forced into conceding the corner.
So Manchester United Chelsea in the final. Looks like Manchester United on May 9th in the league, which will determine pretty much the Premiership, and even possibly Manchester United Chelsea in Athens for the Champions League. It's not a bit much, really.
It would be unprecedented, wouldn't it? As Michael Essien sets his sights and rattles the crossbar. Well, that would have certainly polished off Blackburn.
But look at the smile on his face. I just so enjoy people who love their football, and he's one of those. Oh, so unlucky. Beat Brad Friedel. All ends up here.
What a drive this was.
Great interception by Ballack. Yeah, no way for the keeper to get there. Not a chance. So the post has come to the rescue for both goalkeepers there in this game.
Blackburn with a free kick, but it's easy pickings. It's catching practice almost for Petr Cech. And they have a look of a beaten side now.
Well, feel bad, obviously, for Blackburn fans who've seen their team do so well here. And I prefer to see the result settled on the field of play. And, you know, still could go to penalties, but
A little bit of afters between Everton and Kalou.
And Kalou wisely backs away. I don't want to give the referee any reason to add time here.
Well, he's seen his side perhaps do it yet again, Jose Mourinho. He's talked about the spirit within the group and the refuse to lose mentality. Despite a season of inner turmoil, apparently, at Stamford Bridge.
Oh, that's a bad throw. Give the ball away and a throw in with a minute and a half to go. But they get away with it. As you say, they get away with things. Chelsea getting away with late goals. This one was a bit later than they wanted. They did not wish to play 30 more minutes. Do they have more work to do yet?
Ryan Nelson surging forward. Emerton trying to provide something to feast upon, but the only person dining was Petr Cech. That's a good positive run though from the back, and the target is Jason Roberts, and actually it was that man Benny McCarthy on the turn. It just wouldn't sit for him.
No, but it was a great tackle from John Terry. Poor play out in the middle of the park though. That ball should have been brought under control. Maybe it was not a great throw from Cech. Here comes Brad Friedel.
It's the last chance saloon for Blackburn. Had a check underneath it, and what a confident grab by the Chelsea stopper. He's winded himself in coming down. Ryan Nelson was lurking if Cech had not got there.
It does so well to hold on to this ball. The instinct of the best goalkeeping is to do just that. Do not give it up. He landed heavily on his rib cage, or he seems to be gesturing about here.
I think he knocked the wind out of himself and landed. There was no contact, as you could see, as he went up. And we're into stoppage time in extra time. Jose Mourinho, who's fallen short of FA Cup finals in his 2 previous seasons as Chelsea manager, looks to have done the job this time.
McCarthy and Ballack are going at it there, as you could see. Frustration galore for Benny McCarthy. Ballack in and out of the game, but was absolutely instrumental in both goals. First great little soft pass he played in. Oh, he's getting a throw away. He's getting a throw in, of course. Now, will they give the ball back is the question.
He tried back explaining just what he expects.
I mean, the goalkeeper's under duress. He kicks the ball into touch. Typically, you give it back. Oh, dear.
Blackburn. Precious little time. Mokoena is going to hurl this into the area. Drogba's chest away.
Well, okay, he's given a soft foul.
It was a way of arriving at a compromise.
That's right. Terry. Calm minds and spirits are needed here.
A certain amount of confusion at the end of the game, but no confusion in that man's mind. Jose Mourinho eyeing up a managerial clash with Sir Alex Ferguson. And will definitely meet on 2 occasions, and perhaps 3, unless Blackburn can dig deep here.
Oh, what about that for composure? Offside anyhow, but a backward header in the last minute of time added. Confidently back to the goalkeeper when he was under great duress. Great stuff from Essien.
Mark Hughes wondering what might have been. Blackburn had that purple patch in the middle portion of the second half. Got the equaliser, but couldn't push on from there. And Chelsea have reached the FA Cup final under Jose Mourinho for the first time, thanks to Michael Ballack's extra-time winner. Jason Roberts cancelling out Frank Lampard's early goal, and it sets up the dream final in many respects. Chelsea against Manchester United on May the 19th is on the menu now as we return to Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, and it was that man, Michael Ballack, taking his opportunity. The ball fell so kindly for him here, and he put it away.
It's been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. From Seamus and I, goodbye for now.